conversations that will leave you inspired. Our next guests are doing just that with the new Broadway play, Purpose. The family drama follows the influential Jasper family, whose patriarch is a prominent figure in the civil rights movement as they grapple with secrets, faith, and their family legacy. Taking center stage is the incomparable LaTanya Richardson Jackson, the two-time Tony-nominated actress, director, and producer. Joining her are Tony Award winner Cara Young and Alana Arenas, making her highly anticipated Broadway debut. Written by Tony-winning playwright Branden Jacobs-Jenkins and directed by the Phylicia Rashad, who is making her Broadway directorial debut. Purpose has been getting Tony buzz, and the reviews are off the charts. The New York Times describes it as deeply imagined and says it unspools like a brilliant sitcom. Taking a break from the Hayes Theater to join us here on our stage, please welcome the cast of Purpose, LaTanya Richardson Jackson, Cara Young, and Alana Arenas! My God,
Thank you. My baby girl.
Congratulations. Oh, just sit down wherever you want. There's no rules.
She said the
Oh, thank you.
I love you so much.
Thank you. So, what's new?
Us. But no, what's fabulous and new?
Yes. I mean, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You've gone through the rehearsals, you go through the process. It's another thing when the fans start to stream in and then the reviews. You are experienced at this, but I know you take every moment to heart and you don't take anything for granted. This is special. This is family.
This is beyond special, and these two sitting here are just a piece of our family.
Yeah.
We're missing three of our stellar components, Harry Lennox, Glenn Davis, and John Michael Hall, who complete this family picture. And it's all so incredibly a gift from God.
Oh. I love this. I mean, you had the premiere, opening night, star-studded affair, Queen Latifah, Spike Lee, of course, some guy named Samuel L. Jackson. You might
We let him in.
You might have spent some time with this fella back in the day. But again, I know you are a true artist, right? I know everything about her is artistry. You take it very seriously. This is a story, and it requires so much to tell it. When you read the script and you saw it playing out, what did it make you feel?
It made me feel like, get up out of this bed and get thee to New York. Because this young man has something to say, and he's saying it so very well. You know, we say genius a lot of times, you know, lightly, but I'm not saying it lightly. I don't think either one of them will say it either. But Branden Jacobs-Jenkins, it truly has been given genius gift from God. He writes. So.
But genius attracts genius. But Cara, as I understand, and I didn't realize this, and I can't believe I didn't, you made Tony history, the first Black performer to receive 3 consecutive nominations, including a first win for Pearly Victorious. I didn't realize that was a first, 3 consecutive. There you are in your glory.
Yes.
How did that feel? I mean, I actually know, I know how it must have felt, because it's indescribable. But then to continue it now with Purpose, how does that feel? Because you're like back-to-back winning. You're a lottery ticket.
Oh,
you're a Broadway lottery ticket.
That's very sweet of you to say. You know, I feel like it was a whirlwind, that entire moment. But I feel so grateful to come back to the stage this season, especially in this play with this company. Directed by the legendary Phylicia Rashad. You know, this cast is so, like, I feel so grateful every night that I'm on this stage.
I would be walking and crying when walking into work. I mean, because Alana, this is your debut, your Broadway debut.
Yes. Yeah.
I lived in Chicago. I know you've been a part of Steppenwolf, which is a prestigious theater company. You start in the run in Chicago, but then it's welcome to Broadway, baby.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
you are playing the daughter-in-law to LaTanya's character. It is intense, it is funny, it is drama. What has surprised you most, I guess, about this journey?
What has surprised me the most is walking through the streets of Times Square and there is theater everywhere and people are coming every night.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. I'm blown away by all the people who come to our show. That is so special to know that so many people are getting to know me as an artist in a completely different city. You just have to tell yourself that essentially I'm using the same skill set to be the same person that I was, just in a different setting.
I love that. I love that. LaTanya, I was talking about the reviews. Broadway.com says you could be okay with, they quoted you saying you could be okay with this being your last dream.
Acting.
Acting.
Not directing, acting.
Acting, yes.
Listen, we had a very unorthodox, for me, rehearsal period because Branden writes every day.
Oh.
So we were getting scripts. I say the script because it wasn't just a page. We were getting scripts every day.
So it was evolving as you were going.
Yeah.
How is that? Because again, I know you are, so let me tell you, you saw those eyebrows, right? let me be clear. There are certain people, I'm just gonna be honest.
Knows me too well, known her a long
Here's the deal.
time.
I get my phone and there are about 5 people that will text me and I immediately shake and respond. Let me get back to this person right now. You don't suffer fools. You are authentic. You are brilliant. There are no limits to what you do.
You are kind.
And no, it's true, but it's true. I sound like that was a line from the movie The Help.
Yes,
but
it
it's
was.
true.
It was.
But you're a perfectionist. You are a perfectionist.
I'm not a perfectionist.
Yes, you are.
It's just that I know that God has given us his best.
Yes.
And if we have to show up, we have to showcase and show up that. Not what we think, but what we know that he knows.
Amen.
So if you're not coming that way, and I know when I look at people and I look at you and I say, oh yeah, see, they already tapped into what was their best. But some people, we look at our people and we say, they didn't quite do their best today, and I know they didn't. You have to tell yourself, listen, somebody this morning, I was doing an interview and they said, oh, it's so gray outside, but we're gonna get through the interview. I said, well, not if you talking like that. I said, so I said, what do you have on? She said, what do you mean, what do I have on? I said, what color do you have on? She said, Nicole, if you listen, she said, blue. I said, well, that's what you're bringing today in the gray. You're bringing blue. So blue is going to be bright, vibrant, and bright. And listen, let me tell you something. A French artist once told me that blue is very special. Visual artists use a little blue. When I was doing the play with Laura Carlos, I used to say, yeah, just drop a little blue in the corner. Yeah. Because there's something very special about blue. And so she said, oh my God, now I don't know what to do in the interview. No, we gonna get through. We have to show up every day and make the colors vibrant.
Vibrant.
Yeah. Vibrant.
I love it.
Yeah. Well,
Vibrant booth.
Vibrant.
This show is about inspiration. This whole hour, we're talking, what gets you through? Where do you turn for inspiration?
These are my incredible cast.
Wow.
The people who I get to share the stage with.
Yeah.
I get caught up in the rapture. I get caught up in literal the genius of these two. I have to remind myself that I'm in a play at times because I'm watching literal, like I'm in awe of the gifts.
She's
Truly.
saying that because people wonder, do actors forget? Yes, we do. And so the other night, I'm watching her, and I'm like sitting on the sofa talking to her, and I'm like, look at this little girl go. Oh my God, look at her. Watch. And then I hear Harry say, familiar, and I went,
Let me We just ended right here. Wait,
And she's a Christian.
wait. We're not editing that out. Good thing Kaylin Carr performed to kick off this hour. Listen, Broadway is in full effect, and this show proves what happens when a dynamic script meets the hands of dynamic, brilliant actors. LaTanya, Cara, Alana, you can see them in Purpose at the Hayes Theater. But first, another inspiring conversation from season 4 with Nancy and Gigi Gianni, a mother-daughter duo on a mission to empower people with Down syndrome through their organization, Gigi's Playhouse. Take a look. You offer help from prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome through adult job training.
Everything.
Look at you.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
a gift from God, you guys.
It
There's
is.
a higher power guiding this thing. And Gigi and I are literally, we are just so blessed to be sitting in the driver's seat going, all right, God, where are we going today?
Where are we going today?
We're on the Tamron Hall show! Yes, we are!
This show makes me feel like the luckiest kid in the world. Join in on the fun. Sign up for our newsletter and subscribe to the Tamron Hall YouTube channel.